Hello. And welcome in to another episode of Farm to Fame.
Why did you hit me?
We are in Person.
Did you hit me? Or was that something? Did you hit me?
Uh-oh.
No, leave it open. Yes, please.
Is that Paxton? Or is that Sam?
Who is it?
Sam.
Sam, come in.
We're at the Jomboy Media House for the All-Star Game. We are in L.A. The view is like looking over a cliff with houses. Sam.
You're our first guest, Sam. Well done.
She wasn't interested.
Nah, not at all.
Not interested. I am Kelsey Wingert. That is Peter Moylan.
I am.
And Matty Mass is in the same room as us today, and we are absolutely thrilled. Peter got in late last night, didn't come to the Jomboy party. I was a little bummed. They had really good, they had like a caterer who was coming around with vintage-looking fast food, and they had really good chicken tenders.
Really?
Yeah.
We had a 2.5-hour delay.
Wait, what do you mean? You're on the charter, I
DC.
thought.
Yeah, we had a
weather delay.
So there was a weather delay in DC for 2.5 hours. By the time I got here, it was 11:30 at night time, and I just couldn't force myself out of the house. You know?
Yeah, Maddie and I were on the dance floor. Jake was on the dance floor. Jake is the dance floor.
Jake is the dance floor.
Yeah. But it was a really good night. It was a party one of our investors, Jack Davis, threw at this like really cool hotel. Jack Flaherty was there. Joe's. Ryan Braun was there.
You want in, Joe's? You can. We're talking about the party. I don't know what that is.
What is?
Yeah, I think Joe's is going off.
He's dancing.
I can see the reflection, but I can't see the actual the main event. I see some sort of, if there was a hula hoop, I'd imagine there's a hula hoop. I can only see the there he is. There he is.
Well, guys, the Futures game 2 days ago. Yesterday was the MLB Draft,
Yes,
and it was freaking wild.
I'm putting these on because I'm going to get serious.
Okay.
These look so good, though.
They do. Those are really good glasses. So yesterday was the draft, like we said. Maddie was going I walk into the house, and like Maddie didn't speak to me for like an hour and a half because this man's was like in his two screens. He had his editing software up on one screen where he was editing like little clips together of each player, and then on his other screen, he was switching back and forth between a PowerPoint with like information on every guy and the Twitter page and updating the Twitter page. Yes.
How much of a curveball was Kumar Rocker?
I did not have Kumar Rocker's highlight clips laid out.
Wow.
So he got picked. And I had Elijah Green, Tamar Johnson, Brooks Lee, all those guys. I already exported the videos with the Rangers logo on it, and I had their captions ready.
Oh.
And then they chose Kumar, so I had to quickly drag the clips, cut, Rangers logo, export.
I was watching on my phone.
Right.
And my jaw, just stopped everything that I was doing in the moment. My jaw just, dropped.
So I was fortunate enough to be able to fly over with the Braves All-Stars, and we were all sitting in a group watching the draft, and they were all just as shocked as everyone. That was a typical Boris move, really. It was just... And he got more money than he would have got if he signed with the Mets.
Yeah, he got drafted earlier and made more money.
Yeah.
With the Rangers, and he's reunited with Jack Leiter.
That's crazy part. That's like storybook shit right there. I love that.
That's the funnest is not a word, is it?
Yeah, it can
that's
be
the funnest part of the story.
Yeah, most fun.
Most fun.
Most death.
But Jack Leiter, whenever he was playing in the Futures game and his numbers came up in Double-A, he's not pitching well in Double-A.
Right.
But still... You think and you hope that he turns that around, and we could see both of them in this rotation next September for the Rangers.
I think there's a...
Can Kumar climb that quickly?
I honestly thought the Braves might take a chance on Kumar at 35 because that's where he was supposed to be around.
Yeah, he was slotted at 38.
So I honestly thought they were going to take a chance at him at 35 and maybe look at a September call-up style. But I also haven't seen him pitch in person since he was at Vandy, so I'm sure. I mean, if you're going to be the third pick in the draft, someone's seen something in you. So,
yeah.
And the whole line of there's no such thing as a minor shoulder surgery. There is such a thing as a minor shoulder surgery. That's why they have minor shoulder surgeries. So he's back throwing 95, 96. I don't think that shoulder's going to be an issue.
I wonder how much Jack Leiter influenced them.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that was probably the coolest story of the draft. I mean, he was literally slotted to go around 38th, and then I think Jeff Passan was tweeting that he might go a little bit earlier. So, like, I was thinking 20-ish. Yeah. And then, I mean, just so unexpected whenever they announced Kumar Rocker. Like, absolutely unreal. So good for him. He was drafted, 8th or 10th overall last year?
10th, I believe.
Yes.
So one of those,
Mets.
10th overall last year.
Should we get Jolly Olive in here to get his opinions?
Yeah.
Is he there?
And then, go get him.
Okay.
And then he ended up getting drafted 3rd overall this year after getting kind of like screwed over last year. Jolly Olive has his podcast called Shea Station with Jerry Blevins. And I think he's about to come in here.
Well, while Peter's looking for Jolly, the Mets part of this episode is brought to us by DraftKings. Because if you want to place a winning bet,
like BBD,
the Mets win a lot of games. So let's bet on the Mets with DraftKings, because you can turn big league action into big winnings with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 on any game, get $100 in free bets instantly. Plus, all customers can combine multiple bets into same-game parlays. You can same-game parlay Pete Alonso and Lindor hitting a home run in one game. You kidding me?
That's my guy. What?
Regardless, though, they have stepped up. DraftKings has stepped up their same-game parlays. The more legs you add, the bigger boost your winnings receive. So go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code Jomboy. New customers can make any $5 bet and get $100 in free bets instantly. That's promo code Jomboy only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of MLB. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. MLB trademarks used with permission. All right.
Well, that's the show, guys. So thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next week.
You know, Jerry hasn't done a single ad read this year.
Either have I.
Yeah.
Peter
I literally said something to Peter the other day about having to do an ad read, and he was like, no, I'm not doing ad reads. I was like, okay.
We called
not my
Jolly
bag.
in because we were talking about Kumar.
I got to ask you a question. Yeah,
Oh,
So
okay.
we're starting off poor taste in Mets world, and we'll try.
Okay.
No, I just
No,
have a
that's
simple
fine.
question.
That's
I just
fine.
have a simple question.
What's up?
As a Mets fan, how did you feel when they drafted Kumar last year?
Last
You were fired
year.
up last year.
Oh, I was very excited
Okay.
when it first happened.
And then when it all went down, were you disappointed?
Obviously, yes, because you go an entire year with your farm being weak compared to everybody else because everyone just had an influx of talent,
Right.
especially that first pick. I knew that they were getting a compensation pick back, so there was solace in that. But also, Kumar was very exciting. I didn't know a lot about the draft prior to last year's, and I really familiarized myself. And obviously, everyone was watching the Vandy boys, and Kumar was throwing a lot of pitches. But you don't think about that when he first gets picked. You just think, oh my God, he's going to be a Met, and they put up the billboard of him, and that's a little poorly aged now. But in terms of him going third this year,
No, I just mean like the way the whole thing played out as far as, like you said, you have a guy that's projectable, looks really good, potential big league starter and or back end of the bullpen guy, and really close to he's got a couple of shoulder issues. So, but now he comes back and he's still throwing as well as he was.
When I found out there was no offer, that kind of told me everything I needed to know. I think that if they lowballed him or something, it becomes a different story. Very old Mets ownership kind of story, but no offer at all makes me think there was some sort of cause for alarm.
Does it sting?
It would have stung more if it was a division rival, I think. I think a lot of the picks this year that like the Nats and Marlins got were guys that I really liked.
Okay.
And those kind of stung more. Him going to the Rangers, I think, is good, one, for the MLB draft going forward, because it's a storyline, and it creates media around the MLB draft. MLB draft doesn't get a lot of,
Well, that was the
hype around
craziest thing is that the minute that dropped, it was like, bang, that was the
because
because everybody knew the story of Rocker.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And that's nice to have right ahead of the All-Star break.
yeah.
It's like an additional day.
Well, spinning it in a positive direction for you, y'all got Kevin Parada, 11th overall. We love Kevin Parada, catcher from Georgia Tech. I mean, that dude he's built. Like, he was at the draft last night. I mean, just really, really solid.
Yeah. Slotted at, I think, 6 or 8.
Yep,
I forget.
he was slotted at 6, then he dropped to 11.
And that's another thing about the Kumar thing going third.
Right.
It bumped everybody down.
Yeah.
It kind of changed the entire landscape of the draft itself. So that in itself was beneficial for the Mets.
Yeah.
Them getting Parada surprised me at first, obviously, because he's a
I
catcher.
can't believe he dropped. to
What
that.
would he be projected? Is he projected to be 2024, 2025? Is it or earlier than that?
I would say 2024, earliest, like September call-up maybe.
Okay.
That I don't think they want to rush him.
Well, they say that, but everybody's getting rushed.
I know.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, Jack might be up next year, right? Jack Leiter?
Yeah,
Well,
he hasn't been pitching well in Double-A.
Hasn't?
Um,
Because I know
but-
he crushed Single A.
yeah, there was Kumar was slotted 38th, went 3rd. Cade Horton was slotted 24th and went 7th.
He went high to the Cubs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went super high.
And then the Rockies took a guy who I honestly hadn't even heard of.
Oh, Hughes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was slotted 26th, and they took him at 10th. So there were 3 guys who were drafted much earlier than anticipated to allow Parada
Yeah.
to drop all the way down to you guys.
And,
But-
like, take the best player available, for sure. I think, like,
Yeah.
my immediate reaction was,
And he
like,
was.
we have the best catching prospect in baseball. Why take another? But
right. You realize something?
what's up?
We've been talking about the draft for 20 minutes. We haven't mentioned who the first pick was.
Jackson Holiday.
Not once? I
Not
mean,
once.
it's an interesting draft class. I get it.
You really went straight on with Kumar.
I
like, out the
know.
gate.
I jumped.
Kumar's the story.
I'm sorry. I
out
jumped
the
down.
gate. But it was interesting.
That was also because I was watching the MLB pre-draft show, and everybody on that show was talking about Drew Jones. He's
Yeah.
the best athlete. He's the best pick. And then when
He's the
I
money
saw
name,
that,
too.
I was like,
Well, and then
woof.
there was talk about Tamar Johnson.
Yeah.
And then he got a phone call like right before they announced the first pick, and he got a phone call and like walked away answering his phone. And they were showing that on MLB Network. So everybody's
Wow.
brains were kind of thinking that he was going first overall. There had been so much talk about Drew Jones, but we talked about that account. We don't know if it's legit or not that I follow that was saying that Drew was wanting the most amount of money
Ever.
ever
Yeah.
given to a draft. But he and Jackson Holiday
the
both
same
signed
money,
for over
right?
$8 million.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the same. I would imagine Jackson got a little bit more, but they both signed for over $8 million, which is like
Crazy.
the highest signing bonuses ever, or something.
Probably.
And the first time that 2 former big leaguers'
Oh.
kids have been drafted 1 and 2.
The money's right here. The approximate pick value for number 1 overall was $8.84 million. Second overall was $8.19 million, so 8.2.
Jeez.
I've
But-
made more than I made in my whole big league career in just one day.
But like Kumar Rocker, that they saved money on this pick because that 3rd overall pick was valued at 7.6, and I think he signed for 5.5,
Right. And I
5.2.
think, is that because
Freed up some money for them in the back
Yeah.
end too.
Yeah. Also, Tamar is going to be teammates with Bubba, and they were teammates in college.
Bubba.
I love Bubba. Bubba is very exciting, two-way. You never know.
I loved his interview with Lauren Gardner after he got drafted. He was like he was the first pick who was in-house that got drafted.
Yes.
And he did a really good interview with Lauren Gardner about how he's a student athlete and how much he like really wanted to go to school, and like that's very important to him, that whatever, He just sounds like a really
That's a good interview.
Intelligent
That's a great
dude.
line in an interview. That's
he was like,
direct
I'm a
quote.
student athlete.
yeah. That's
Student
awesome.
of the game, I think I heard,
I
which
love
I liked.
that.
Very confident, very well spoken.
Yeah, he
too.
was like, the Pirates just got the best player in the
I
draft.
They
heard
might
that
have.
line.
They
That
might
was
have.
awesome.
They might have. They really might have.
All right.
I
These
still
kids are
love-
confident already.
The Nats getting Green at 5 is really good.
Yeah.
Though.
Oh yeah,
That
he
made me
was slotted
sad.
at 3rd. He dropped to 5.
And Kumar changed this entire draft.
You said
That's-
it.
Yeah.
You're 100% right.
It's just every team probably had to change their plan on the fly because of that pick.
So that was 4 high schoolers. The only non-high schooler was Kumar Rocker.
Yep.
Okay, so those were the top 5. Jacob Berry going 6 overall to the Marlins.
Like that pick a lot too.
I love Jacob
That's a
Berry.
big bat.
Dude can, yeah.
Does
They've
he
got
have, like-
arms. They've got arms down there.
Does he have like a solid position now? Do
No.
we know?
Well, I mean, he's a third baseman,
Right.
but I mean, we had this conversation a few weeks ago on the podcast. Like, he's a DH.
Yeah.
But are we we're
You're
not
not drafting
drafting
a DH,
DHs.
yeah.
At what point are we going to start like valuing that position in,
Right.
in drafts. We talked about that.
'Cause that's a
few
high
episodes
pick
ago.
for a DH.
But yeah, he is a third baseman, but he DH'd a lot at LSU.
Okay.
Go Tigers.
There it is.
Switch hitter.
When you get the next,
That was a good pick too.
yeah, that's what I was just looking at that because I watched his video. I watched him run through the hitting demonstration with Harold on MLB Network, and the kid knows hitting. He just talks about it like he's going to be a bat for a long time. It was impressive. That's the approach already.
Man, he fell a little bit.
What was he
was
slotted 5?
5 and went 8th.
Yeah,
But
Good for the Twins.
yeah.
they got a really good bat.
Something Maddie tweeted out about Jackson Holiday was he broke JT Realmuto's national high school record for hits in a season this year with 89. And like,
Oh my God, he hit
they don't
685.
play. I think in high school they play like 25 or 30 games, if that.
So
like
you're
they
getting
don't play
3
many
hits
games.
every night, basically.
He
600.
hit 685 was his batting average.
Is that good?
No,
Do we know?
What kind of level is that?
it's ridiculous.
No, but I'm saying I'm not. That's in high school.
Yes.
But I'd imagine that the high school competition that he was playing in was not your regular high school competition. Would it be like an IMG versus like
he went
all
to
the elite?
Stillwater High School in Oklahoma. I feel like that just sounds
Just a
like
regular normal
I feel
high
like
school?
that sounds like just the high school of the area.
Okay.
I told you guys this. We had Matt Holliday on one of our broadcasts a couple weeks ago, and Jackson, and I don't know if I hate even saying this. I don't know if it's girlfriend or sister, but there's a really cute girl that he's sitting next to. I don't know. The family's so attractive that like the whole row of people was attractive, and I just couldn't tell if they're all just like dating and married to attractive people, or if it's one attractive family.
Did you see the video of Matt and him when he was like 3 years
Yes.
old at Coors Field?
Yes.
And his swing,
No.
his swing is like kind of good for like a 3-year-old. It's like kind of a really good swing, like really good follow through.
Dude.
I want to say, I wish I could find that right now.
But that's when I was telling you guys that these organizations, which now makes sense because he was drafted by the Orioles, but Matt was telling us how these coaches and whoever would come into the house for their home visits, and he'd be like, if it's a losing organization, he'd be like, what's your 3-year plan? Like, I don't want my son getting drafted into an organization that's like, has no intention of trying.
Right.
And I guess Jackson would like get upset about that because he was like grilling these people coming in for the home visits.
Right.
But I had no idea when we had Matt on our broadcast that Jackson we hadn't really talked about him. Like, I didn't even know that he was a guy.
Yeah.
He was sitting 5 feet from me. I would have had like a conversation with him, but I didn't even know that he was this high of
Rude, really.
I mean, the first 5
I
picks
tried
of
to
this
tell him they
draft-
were on camera, so we had a slight conversation. But they were on camera for a long time, so I just didn't want them doing anything embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a nuts first overall pick.
So that was Jackson Holiday. Drew Jones, y'all know about. He went to the Diamondbacks 2nd overall. 5-tool player. Andrew Jones is his dad. Should be in the Hall of Fame.
So I've heard.
Will be.
Think so?
Mm.
I like that.
2 more years.
Kumar Rocker 3rd overall. Tamar Johnson 4th overall.
Steal.
Elite contact and discipline. Ooh, the 18-year-old second baseman is thought to be the best pure prep hitter in decades with elite contact and discipline.
Capital letters. Really.
Yeah.
I was able to witness Maddie chefing up all these posts and tweets yesterday. For 2 hours in a row, he was just in the lab, locked in.
Yeah.
You ever see the movie The Social Network?
Yes.
No.
There's a scene where the
Yes.
guy's coding,
Yes.
and he's like, you can't talk to him. He's locked in. That was Maddie for 2
Yeah.
hours yesterday.
Maddie didn't talk to me for an hour and a half.
Did you get some
draft
food
is-
at all?
You
Any
arrived,
water?
and he was like, hi. And
Yeah,
was
he
back
did not
to-
want to
Just-
talk
I
to
respect it, honestly.
Fingers on the computer, paying attention, no one else.
I didn't eat or drink for the 2 hours.
I offered you.
That's
Yeah.
commitment.
I
No,
offered you
Jolly
water and
offered.
food.
Jolly
I was
did
worried
offer.
about you.
All right, here's what we should do. Let's give the people a list of who else do we need to talk about in the first round, do you think?
Oh,
Plenty.
yeah.
We've only touched really like top 5.
Dylan Lesko went 15th overall to the Padres. There's a lot of talk. He's from Atlanta, Buford High School. There's a lot of talk about the Braves getting the I can never say it right, the compensatory round to try to get him or something
Just
because
a
he really wanted to
compensation
be a
pick.
Brave.
Hold on, how would you say that word?
Compensatory? Is that what we're
I'm not going to say it.
Compensatory?
Compensatory.
I usually just
A
go
compensation pick? Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm going to get it
Compensatory.
wrong.
Can you say it?
No.
Compensatory.
Just try.
Compensatory.
You nailed it. That was great. Natural.
Now you can say it every time.
No.
Yeah.
No more excuses.
All right. Jace Jung. Ooh.
Really wanted Jace Jung. Could have had him at 11. But I
Could have had him at
Parada.
11.
I like Parada. I feel like I would have been happy with either of them.
The D-backs won the draft.
Yes, for sure.
The D-backs got Drew Jones, Landon Sims, and Ivan Melendez. Are you freaking kidding me?
And they got Lawler last year. Like they
But,
have
like,
a very stacked
Are you
farm.
kidding me?
I know.
Good for them. D-backs won. When do we think the D-backs? Gosh, the West is just ridiculous. Like,
I know, like,
when could they compete?
Like whenever they do, the
Will
Dodgers
they
will still be
ever?
really good.
Well, I was going to
That's
say,
the thing.
yeah, but
You got to compete eventually, you know.
I don't know that the Dodgers are ever going to be bad.
I know. That's just you have to deal
You have
with
to
that
beat them,
forever.
just like the Braves did.
Is that what they did?
Champs.
What year was that?
Well, the
Last year,
Dodgers.
wasn't it?
No, it doesn't
Let me
seem
look at the
right.
Dodgers roster.
Feels like it was the last full season.
That was a really long
Do
time
the
ago.
Dodgers ever rebuild? Is that such a thing?
Yeah, they do it while they're also dominating.
Okay.
They have somehow found the perfect
Like,
mix
do they
of having
have-
the
Right now,
the
do
best
they
farm
have a
system.
young roster?
They have the best farm system and the
Will
highest
Smith is young.
payroll.
And Freddie Freeman's angry now.
Freddie Freeman's hitting $1 billion over the last 3 weeks.
He got named to be an all-star.
Good for him.
Cam Collier.
He fell.
Yep.
What happened there?
I think he was the biggest drop. He was slotted at 8th and went 18th overall.
Good for the Reds. Really good for the Reds.
Yeah.
Why do we think he dropped?
Was it like teams not wanting? Because didn't he sign for a decent amount? Because he could have easily been a top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Very easily.
I mean, yeah, that's where he was. Why is it so quiet in the house? Where is everybody?
Everyone's probably left. They're
They
probably gone
went
next door.
to Party House, I think. We're in Mid House
How
right
did
now.
I get put in the party house?
I don't know. I'm
But I
on
like
Party
my
House
room.
top floor where the party
Yeah.
happens. It's tough.
What should I search on Twitter to figure out how much money? Should I search his name and then money?
Maybe.
Signs.
Like a dollar sign?
Cooper Jerpy. Is he going to be the first one out of this class in the big leagues?
So they were discussing that on the broadcast last night, and
Right.
people said either him or Ivan Melendez, which just makes sense because they were the two Golden Spikes Award
Okay.
finalists.
Say the sentence again.
Okay.
Or what was the question?
The question was is Jerpy going to be the first one out of this class to make it to the big leagues?
I don't know who this guy is, so don't take this with anything. But he tweeted the red slot value pick 18 is estimated at 3.6 to sign Cam Collier. They will have to offer at least 5 to 5.5 mil, which is pick 8-9 money if they want to get the deal done. This is my guess, but that's just like a random dude.
I think that's why he fell. I think teams didn't want to pay the extra 2 or whatever it was.
So a team willing to pay that kind of money in the first round took him at 18?
I
or they
guess.
just-
And I'm surprised that it was the Reds of all teams. That was shocking to me.
I don't know how guys can have a number in their head before the draft, before they've even been drafted. Like, how can you say, I'm not going to take less than $6 million, and you get drafted 48th?
I don't know.
You just don't sign?
Literally, Maddie was killing our social media yesterday.
Crushing.
And if you just need a quick 5-minute run through of these guys who were drafted in the first round, just go to our Twitter page and scroll through it like I am right now. Like Maddie.
First of all, if
freaking
you haven't done
crushed
that
it.
already, wake up.
Come on. It's time.
I'm just running through.
Run through
Carl
it.
Crawford's son, Justin Crawford, went to the Phillies, 17th overall.
Yeah, what an athlete. Holy cow.
Did the Mets get the best name in the first round?
Wow, question.
With Jet Williams.
Question.
Two T's, Jet.
Jitta.
Jet.
I feel like it's the best name.
I'm looking before I can give my official opinion. Brooks, Jet Williams has a ring to it, but the name Brooks, that's in my top
Mickey
3
Romero?
of guys' names.
Hey, Mickey Romero.
That makes me think of Ricky Romero.
It's
Fine. Ricky Romero had a decent. He was okay for.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, Ricky Romero.
I like Jace Jung. I like alliteration
Wow.
there.
Cooper Jerpy.
Jace Jung.
That one's hard.
Jace Jung.
No,
Cooper
the one
Jerpy?
that Peter
Cooper
just
Jerpy.
said.
Why is
Cam
there- why is there
Collier
an H?
became the first junior college player drafted in the first round since Tim Anderson in 2013.
What?
I didn't realize that guys weren't. I guess I don't know. I guess you don't hear of guys getting drafted out of the JUCO out of JUCOs that high.
How do we feel about the Yankees pick?
Perfect. The Yankees pick?
Matty?
If you asked me before the draft who the Yankees were going to take in the second round, I would have said Spencer Jones. I really wanted him in the second round. Maybe they didn't think he would fall that far, and I'm very content with him in the first round.
Who did you want them to take in the first?
Were you into Reggie Crawford at all?
To be honest, I wanted Jones. And I thought Brock Jones would be the first round pick because he was, I think, like 32 projected. They'd take him at 25.
Who did you say?
Brock Jones.
Okay.
Brock Jones.
And then I wanted Spencer Jones in the second round because he was like...
It's marketable.
He was 51.
Yeah.
And they picked at 60 almost. So I did want the Jones. And it was possible because the second round, Brock Jones dropped all the way to the end of the second round.
Yeah.
With the Rays, which really stinks because I didn't want him to be a Ray.
The last two picks in the first round, Xavier Isaac went to the Rays, and he was slotted at 113th overall, and he got picked 29th overall. And Reggie Crawford was slotted to go 80th overall, and he was picked at 30.
The Angels this morning picked Ben Joyce with the 89th pick.
There we go.
He'll be in the big leagues before.
I was really hoping
What
a
round
contender
is
would
that?
get
Listen,
him.
they need pitching. He'll be in the big leagues like 2 weeks.
That's why I was kind of hoping a contender would pick him, because then we might have been able to see them use him.
Well, that's
in
what I
home
thought the
stretch.
Braves might do. They're looking. I don't know.
Would've
That's
been
why I
perfect.
thought Rocco was going to drop to them. That's when I thought. But they picked two high school right-handers with the first two picks.
I would have hated if the Braves took Rocker.
Oh,
feel
I
like
know you
never-
would
I
have.
never would've heard
That's what I was
the end
hoping
of
for.
that.
Oh,
I do like
beautiful.
the guy you took, Owen Murphy.
Yeah.
Although, did you hear
Two-way.
they're not going to let him be two-way
Okay.
in the minor leagues. They want him to be a pitcher.
Ivan Melendez
Pay him enough.
was
Say
slotted
yes.
to go 99th overall and was taken 43rd overall. Love
But we
that for
talked
him.
about that bat and how he's just gone from like 300 and he keeps bringing himself back and back and back with the year that he
Yeah.
had this year.
I
But
still like the
remember,
pick,
we
though.
were still confused that he was still
Still
ranked
that
so
high.
low in the draft.
Maybe we're just smarter than we give ourselves credit for.
Yeah, well, you guys know what you're talking
I freaking
about.
love that for him.
And us.
He deserves that. Yeah, he deserves
We
that.
look smart, Kelsey.
Good.
Yay.
You know who batted third for the National League in the Futures game?
Who?
Francisco Alvarez.
You know who batted 7th for one of the teams?
Who was it?
Curtis Mead.
He was.
Seventh.
They had him mic'd up.
7th.
Well, now that we're talking about the Futures game is brought to you by the Hudson Valley Renegades,
That's what
which is the
Matty.
high A affiliate of the New York Yankees.
Smart.
For tickets, call
Jeez.
845-838-0094 or visit hvrenegades.com. Buy one, get one lower box ticket the rest of the season with the code Jomboy. The reason that I wanted to bring this up now is because Jason Dominguez, it was a single A guy
What?
for a while, and has now been, just before the Futures game, got promoted to high A Hudson Valley. So if you want to go check out Yankees #2 prospect, make sure to get your tickets with the Hudson Valley Renegades. Also follow them on social media because I'm sure they're going to be posting a bunch with Jason Dominguez coming up. It's at HV Renegades on both Twitter and Instagram. And again, make sure to visit hvrenegades.com. Buy one, get one lower box ticket the rest of the season with the code Jomboy.
Nicely done, as always.
Good job, Maddie. Okay, so Bobby Miller started the game for the National League, which was really cool because top Dodgers prospect kind of
Right.
got to go through like his normal starting routine there, pitching at Dodger Stadium. I thought that was a cool opportunity.
And we
for
kind of
him.
got like a glimpse of him in spring training, which
Yeah.
was exciting. So it's cool to see him again.
But he was like super erratic.
Yeah.
I mean, like he couldn't calm down there. But some of his stuff was freaking nasty.
Yeah.
So that was cool to see him. He's like a pretty boy too.
Thank you.
Like there was
He's
like
LA. Yeah.
there was like a shot of him where the lighting was just like that dude's like a Ken doll on the mound. Taj Bradley.
Who are we talking
started
about?
for the American
Who's
League.
the Ken doll?
Bobby Miller.
Let me check him out.
He's got Dustin May's like.
Trevor just
nasty
arrived,
nose.
so we should really get Trevor's opinion on the hot boy, if it's a hot boy.
Oh yeah, we can have him grade it. Get him in here.
12 seconds later.
He could do with like a beard, maybe. Although maybe I don't know how young he is. Maybe
I
keep
have
going.
to find like a picture where he can truly judge it. Trev, our swag king.
You've got one
our
question to
sauce
answer,
king.
that's
Just
it.
one. It's important.
Wherever you want. Come sit right here.
Gut
We have
reaction.
to find the right picture to show him.
Yeah, it's gotta be good.
You get the picture.
Everybody stand by. I'm going to take it to his Instagram.
My vote's yes. I think I'm going to lock that in.
We're
And
trying
just,
to...
first of all, this is the second time I've seen Trevor in
I got
3
the
months.
picture.
So that's pretty exciting for me.
Oh,
I'll be honest with
Trev, do you know the
Sweet sound of
question?
your guys' voice.
Hey,
So
buddy.
nice.
Trev, do you know the question?
Kels, I think I do. Why don't you refresh me a little bit here?
We want to know if Bobby Miller
Ooh.
would be put on
As the
Already
authority
oohed.
the
of Hot Boy list.
I'm going to give you this picture,
Okay,
but you
yeah.
can go look at other pictures on his Instagram
Sure,
if
sure.
you
This
need.
is a good
I
one
follow,
to go
I
with.
follow him on Instagram, so
Does
I
he follow
mean-
you?
he didn't follow me back.
Wow.
Well,
It's not- we're
not,
like working
not
on that.
yet.
Crazy.
See a hot boy?
Even in that uniform.
It's
Yeah.
Even in that.
it's D's. He doesn't make the
D's.
list. I think like
That's why he's not following you.
because
Kidding me?
hey, I'm gonna say it's like he's in the bushes still.
Okay.
Peter, he's in the bushes
Yeah.
still, bro. I mean,
Yeah, I get it.
my list is hard to crack.
Yeah.
But like he's on his way. Like he's got I like the way he pitches, number
Yeah.
one. He looks like my good friend Anthony Swarzak.
Ooh.
What a
And-
comment.
Met and brave.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know if people consider him a hot boy, Anthony Swarzak.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So my official answer is no.
Okay.
Tough.
Good pitcher. You might work your way on, depending on your contract, how good you are in the show. If you come to the Dodgers and help them win the World Series this year, then
Then you're a hot boy.
Right.
yeah,
So while we have you,
that's all.
you did the Twins draft, right? Yes. How are you feeling about that?
Oh, great! I heard a lot of good things. Brooks Lee, our
Yeah.
first round pick, wasn't.
Yeah.
I guess
Did you
it
see
wasn't
his
supposed
hitting
to come.
demonstration?
What do you mean?
He did a hitting demonstration with Harold Reynolds,
I
and he
didn't
talked
see
about
it.
his approach and how he moves his way around the box depending on the pitch. If the guy's got a
Wow.
big sinker, big slider, a couple of change-ups, he'll move up in the box. If the guy's got power, he'll move back. Always staying at the middle, likes the level bat. Talks about the natural upswing with dude. It was impressive.
Sounds like he's a heady guy. That's what Ashton came on
What was the
baseball
word
today.
there?
Heady.
Heady.
Oh, okay.
Ashton came on baseball today this morning on our AMP portion, and she said that this guy's like a baseball genius type
Right.
guy. So listen to that quote. He's willing to make adjustments, which is like half the battle.
Yeah.
I like it. And then we got the left-handed pitcher out of Alabama.
Who did you? Trev literally announced a pick,
I did.
on the
ask me
draft
here.
on stage.
So did
last
Ryan
night.
Rollins Smith.
He
Did you
looked
see him
so
last night?
LA.
I didn't.
So saucy.
Or who was he with?
Seattle.
Who did you announce?
Pre-lip.
That's not a real name.
Were you in the second round?
Second round, and then I did two. Another compensation B round.
Is that a stage name?
I believe he
Listen,
was.
we just went through
yeah,
all
we were
of
having a
this.
tough
There's
time.
3 first rounds. We just
Yeah.
discovered and went through all of this.
Yeah,
I did
we-
not know there were 3 first rounds.
The Dodgers actually didn't have a pick in the first round because they've
Too
gone
good.
over the luxury tax too many times.
It is too good.
They
Sorry,
literally
guys.
took their pick and moved it down 10 slots, which is crazy.
There was a split second when we were watching the draft that we thought the commercial break skipped your pick.
Oh my
because
gosh!
when it came,
How much
graphic
chaos
was
would that have
the
caused?
They would have had to shut down the whole show.
I would have been livid.
No shit.
they saw you shout
Bro,
out
this is my
Jomboy
moment.
Media.
When did you find out you were
Unbelievable.
doing that?
Like a month ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
who called you for that?
My good buddy Dustin Morris, who does PR for the Twins. I don't know. Maybe that's one back out. I don't know. I don't know if I was their first choice. Probably not, but I was the
That's
choice.
sick.
Lean into it, dude.
Yeah, come on.
You've turned yourself. Look,
I know.
Trevor
pretty popular
Plouffe.
there
Listen,
yesterday.
Trevor Plouffe. Trevor Plouffe, the player,
Yeah.
at the end of your career,
Yeah.
you've gone in a trajectory that most people can't go. You've elevated yourself post playing career.
It's tough to do.
100%. Like YouTuber T Plouffe is like a real thing.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I love it. I tell everyone. Like yesterday, I was with a bunch of like old heads and stuff, and we started talking about Jomboy and everything, and they were just like, they can't believe it, and they're just, it's hard to transition. I mean, you did a great job too. So
It's a scary
I'm
move.
thankful, no doubt about it. But Bobby Miller, back to the original question, you're not a hot boy yet.
Okay. I'm glad
How do we get there?
glad we
That's
clear that
crazy.
out. And we've got like 5 minutes we've got to get off. So thank you,
I gotta
Trevor.
go do an ad right now.
Go get him, man.
Busy man.
Just take your photo. Don't use your words.
I like the shorts. Dodge Bradley started for the American League. Pete Crow Armstrong. Pete Crow Armstrong didn't start. He came in. He played
He
like
hit a
one
double.
inning, hit a double, opposite field double. He was doing an in-game interview, and still just solidified himself as my favorite prospect.
Hurts me.
I just
He's
love
just
PCA.
a really good kid, and he's really.
But he's a
knows the
lot
game.
lower. I think he's still an A ball.
He is
And
like
I know he's young.
2025. I think is like his ETA.
I just feel like I don't know.
I just wish we didn't.
I thought he would move up quicker.
Our 2019 pick, or no, Beatty was 2019, so he was 2020. But I really liked PCA, and I loved Javi Baez. But
Were you pleased? Did you watch the game? Were you pleased with Francisco Alvarez?
I was very pleased. I thought he had a few really good at bats. I think he is ready for the spotlight. I don't know if they give him the call this year, but if they do, I think it's gonna be really exciting.
Mm-hmm. They were talking about that on the broadcast about how they could see him up there in September.
Our
When's
last
DeGrom coming back?
A couple weeks.
couple weeks.
How much? So
He'll be
he's
ready
made
for-
how many
Threw
rehab
4
starts?
innings last time out.
Yeah, he's gonna pitch Tuesday, so
Okay.
tomorrow at AAA.
Bobby Barrels, Robert Hassel. Isn't it Robert Hassel the third, or is it just Robert Hassel? He looked really good. The one guy, Yuri Perez for the Marlins, fish who pitched, 6'8", 220.
He could be ready soon.
Yeah.
Great.
And that, when he was pitching, I think that's when that
Like
got
it's
arms.
not. It's
Cardinals-
not already hard enough to go through the Marlins. Now we're going to have another one.
when the Cardinals prospect threw the ball across the field
100
100
miles an hour.
Oh, Mason Wynn,
See the head snap
Yeah.
on that throw too.
two-way potential, I think. As well
I think
for him.
he did pitch in high school, but they're saying that he would not. I think they were saying he threw mid-90s in high school,
Sure.
but they said he didn't think that we would see that there. But it was
He
so
whipped that
funny
thing.
because the announcers, who I really like Scott Braun, but the announcers, like when he made that throw, didn't acknowledge the throw at all. And then Yonder Alonso, he was like, "Did y'all just see that throw?"
Should probably acknowledge it.
Zach Veen for the Rockies had 2 hits, stole 2 bases. It was funny because Jack Leiter and another player were like in the dugout talking about how fast he was, and the microphones picked it up.
He hit he hit at a facility that I was learning analytics at this offseason.
Really?
It's kind of fun.
Good looking prospect.
He looked really good in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, he to me was the most impressive because he wasn't trying to. They were talking about it on the show, but he wasn't trying to do too much. He was doing his normal approach, and he was producing. I mean,
Yeah.
he stole second and third. He had 2 hits. He looked really good in the outfield, and that dude screams Colorado.
Yeah.
Like his appearance, and then his shoes. He was wearing. Yeah, he was wearing good sneakers. One said "Good Vibes," and one was like a sick Rockies cleat.
Kinda like that.
He just like screamed Colorado to you. Jason Dominguez hit a home run, didn't he? Yeah.
Matty,
Yes.
the Martian, how we feeling?
Well, first he dropped the ball and they gave up 2 runs. He gave up 2 runs and
I
then he
think-
hit the 2-run home run.
Yeah, I think he's a really good trade piece for Soto. Future national center fielder Jason Dominguez.
Matty,
Future
can I ask
Yankee
you
Juan Soto, BBD.
Jerry's reply to my tweet about Parada was that it's gearing up for Juan Soto. Do you think there's any legitimacy to the Mets taking Parada because they think they can trade Alvarez for Soto in some kind of package?
Yeah.
For sure.
I think if the 29 other teams didn't think about their draft pick being a potential Juan Soto trade, they did the draft wrong.
So do you think mid-season Soto trade has any shot of happening?
I don't think midseason,
Yeah.
but still, if you weren't thinking, oh, this draft pick could be Juan Soto material,
I don't know what happened, but the photo didn't work.
I just think that it's really interesting because the Kumar thing and the Juan Soto news, I feel like, changed so much of the picks.
yes.
I feel like we would have seen a completely different draft. That's pretty good.
You weren't ready.
I think it's perfect.
Talking baseball's about to go.
Yeah,
Yes.
we gotta go.
We.
Oh, wait, let me take. I want to take a selfie of us on here.
I want to do an Aussie lingo. So, but
Did
the
you look
Aussie
one up?
lingo. No, I did not.
Golly.
Aussie
No.
Lingo is sponsored by the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders. They are the Yankees' AAA affiliate and a team that only plays about 2 hours from Yankee Stadium. So take the trip down, see the Baby Bombers. I said Jason Dominguez just got moved to Hudson Valley. Anthony Volpe, maybe he'll get moved to AAA soon, and you could check him out. Or you could go see somebody like Peraza, who is most likely going to be the Yankees shortstop come next week.
Whoa.
So take a trip out to see those Baby Bombers in action at PNC Field. They've got lots of great stuff happening at the park, like an awesome fireworks show every Friday. Great drink deals on Tuesday, and on Thursdays, they got Wagon Wednesdays. They got it all. Team store, go look at the great merch, railriders.milbstore.com. or get your single game tickets at the link in the description. See the Yankees' hottest prospects make their way up to the big leagues. Get your tickets today going to swbrailriders.com. Use the code Jomboy for 25% off of that team store. The link being railriders.milbstore.com.
Maddie, you have crushed the last 48 hours.
Thank you.
What you gotta say?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
The
like.
icing on the cake would be getting the Aussie lingo correct.
Okay.
Wait, are we done?
Yes.
We're going straight to Aussie lingo?
Are you ready?
We
Yeah.
could do a deeper dive into Futures
1,
game next week.
2, 3. Perla.
Why'd you count it
Perla.
down?
I don't know.
You wanted us to
Why'd
say
you call
it
me
too.
out for counting it down?
I don't know. You've just never counted it down before.
I know.
I actually
We're
didn't
all
know
in the
that
same
you could
room.
count. I didn't know you had that.
This is your. You have to guess what that
Perla?
means now. Perla.
Does it sound like the word? Am I allowed to ask that?
What?
Like, does the meaning, is it like similar?
Do you think I think the person is a good baseball player? That's the question you just asked me? Okay.
Perla.
Perla.
The
You want to
actual
say it
answer is-
on 3 at the same time?
Okay.
I'm going to say
I have a
barber.
guess. What'd you say?
a barber.
Okay.
A barber?
I'm going with, and I don't think that this is the word, but I would hate myself if it was and I didn't guess this, a piece of bread with frosting and sprinkles on it, because I know that was discussed last night, and I don't think that was the word used, but if that was it, I couldn't not get it right.
Auto mechanic?
It's not like a single word. It just has meaning. It's like if something is a. Have you guessed yet? You did, Barber. Perla means something fantastic. An absolute perla.
So it was.
I love that one.
I could have thought like pearl.
Wait,
could have got there.
Can you
could've
tell
helped
us
me out.
about the bread again?
It's called fairy bread,
Fairy bread.
and it's we use
Very close to Furla.
we use white bread with butter and sprinkles, which we call hundreds and thousands in Australia,
It's a different world.
and we sprinkle it on there, and we call it fairy bread.
Like
So
rainbow
Jimmy-
sprinkles on
Jimmy
butter?
loves Jimmy. It's all Jimmy talks about.
No, but Jimmy said the best thing last night. He said if that was a thing in America,
Yeah.
Americans would get made fun of for it.
Absolutely,
For sure.
100%.
In
For
Australia, it's
It's quirky. It's quirky, cute, and cool. You
That's
guys
the
would
first
just
I'm
be
hearing
called
about
fat asses because you guys designed a bread that was butter and sprinkles.
So the only part of the bread that's sweet is the sprinkles?
Yeah, and the butter that
Hate it.
the butter. No, listen.
hate
it is
it.
sweet
Listen.
and savory.
Oh,
I can say it.
sign us off because I'm about to give you a lesson you've never had before.
Am I
Let's
about
go.
to eat
I don't
it?
want to be in the middle of this. I
Maybe.
really don't.
Do we
I really
have
don't.
sprinkles here?
If we don't, we're going to get some soon.
Thank you guys so much.
Why are you counting down? Why are you pointing?
Thank you guys
We're not
so
in the
much
same.
for
We're not in the
watching
same
and
room
listening.
often, guys. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Great
It's
conversation
crazy.
today, everyone. Great conversation.
Yeah, nice job. Thanks, BBD.
Thanks, BBD. Thanks, Maddie. Good job, Peter.
Thanks, Charlie.
Good job, Jolly. Thank you so much.
for
Guys,
having me.
thank you for watching and listening. Farm on, farm often. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Lettuce on the menu.